So, sometime last week, Wizards of the Coast did a unban announcement. Some cards that had been previously banned were unbanned, and they're quite powerful cards, and people were excited about it, and prices shot up. And then I don't think there was anything significant that was banned, but coming off the previous ban early or late last year with the Jeweled Lotus and a couple of other things that were banned for Commander, which prompted the I guess the Commander whatever group to disband and Wizards to take over Commander, and then to bring out the bracket system and that sort of thing. I just thought, if you're watching this and you're thinking about banned cards or you're thinking about unbanned cards, and at some point some cards that you have get banned and they drop in value or they go to zero or whatever, don't sell them. Don't get rid of them. Don't get rid of your collection when, you stop playing Magic for a while. Just to let you know, when I first got into Magic was when it first came out. It was in 93. It was revised, really. I don't think I ever had any alpha or beta or unlimited. It's possible. It's possible I had unlimited. Unlikely. I don't remember having... I remembered the cards having black borders at first, and then having white borders, but that could just be the Dark and Fallen Empires that I'm remembering. Not necessarily beta. So I had whatever cards I had, and at some point I moved to Toronto and lived there for a bit, and I must have taken some of my best cards with me, I'm guessing, in a move at some point in time. But I had stopped playing Magic or any games really sometime around the late 90s, like 97, 98. And so even though if I brought those cards with me, at no point did I play Magic. And then when I moved back to my town in 2005, I still wasn't playing any games. It's quite possible I left those Magic cards at my last apartment when I moved out, because there was a lot of stuff I was doing, and I left some cassette tapes of me working as a headhunter and on Fridays doing prank calls, one of which was like calling a private investigation firm and them being told that, me being told that the partners weren't in, and so the secretary would give them the message at their morning meeting on Monday, and then I proceeded to tell her what my issue was, that there was someone I knew who had stolen my ring, and I was trying to track it down, and then she asked me the name, and I said Frodo Baggins, and she asked me where he was from. I said Shire, Ontario, and then I said I was worried that he was going to destroy the ring, and I wanted to track him down, and then she asked my name, and I said it's Sauron, and I'm from Mount Doom Industries. And anyway, the point is that those tapes don't exist. There's a bunch of other things that I did that I taped, and they were quite funny. At least I found them hilarious at the time. And I think I left Magic cards behind in Toronto. But what I didn't leave behind in Toronto were my Portal 3 Kingdoms cards, because I bought those in, I guess, 98. And it was the last Magic cards that I ever bought. And then we went, two other friends of mine went in on the box with me, and we bought it at a convenience store that was owned by people who were from China, and that's how they got the English product. And we went back to one friend's house and played with the cards that we had opened, and realized none of our friends were going to play against us because none of them had horsemanship cards, and therefore they'd never be able to block any of our creatures. So those cards just got played once, put away, and they were basically in pack fresh condition, even though we had played with them, because years later, in 2013, 2014, I found them, and I looked at the prices of them, and they were crazy. And I looked at the quality. I was like, I had them in my hands, and they were just basically in pack fresh quality. And I sold them to a store, sort of traded for. He would buy HeroClix product for me and sell it to me at wholesale, because he didn't carry HeroClix really, and then I would sell him at like 60, the regular 60-70% markup, sorry, 60 to 70% of the value of the card. And I had the Imperial Seal and pretty much all the good cards in the set. So I got quite a bit of money for that. And my point is that at no point did I know that the Portal 3 Kingdoms cards had been banned in whatever format they were banned in, and then got unbanned just prior to that. And if I had known that, I still probably wouldn't sell them, because I don't really like selling my stuff. I like keeping my stuff, but I wasn't that emotionally connected to the Portal 3 Kingdoms cards as much as I really like Three Kingdoms. It's one of my favorite stories. But the Magic cards themselves don't really evoke the Three Kingdoms story to me. Like, the Imperial Seal does not act like the Imperial Seal does in the story. So I wasn't that connected to them. But my point is that if you see that things being unbanned or banned, and you're worried about the value of the card and you're thinking of dumping it, don't. Just hold on to it, because you can see that things do get unbanned as well. And even if they don't, what is the point of getting rid of the card? A card takes up so little space, and you may have an emotional connection to that card that goes beyond the value of that card. And in fact, the professor at Tulare Community College, one of his earliest videos back in, I think it was like 2014, 2015, he talks about how he got out of Magic and he sold his whole collection. And then, I guess he thought he was never coming back to Magic. And this is what people think, especially like myself. I've mentioned that I stopped playing games entirely in the late 90s and didn't get back into them until 2005. And if you think that you're never getting back into the hobby that you're into, it's probably not true. And even if it is true, the value of those things are going to be even more into the future. So when you first get out of something, just pack away the thing and don't think about it. If something gets banned, pack away the thing and then don't think about it. Come back to it 5, 10, 20 years later. And if you still feel like selling it at that point, then yeah, sell it. Because, it's going to be more valuable, and there's an opportunity cost there. There's other things that you could buy that maybe more valuable later, or you need to buy a house, or there's lots of other things that you need to do than have a collection of very expensive Magic cards. So I just wanted to make this video about, if you're thinking about selling things just because they're banned or just because you're leaving the hobby, maybe pump the brakes on that and not do it. And other people, I think, have made videos like this. And like I said, the professor at Tulare Community College made a video like this. I'm not sure that he wasn't as explicit about it. Just don't sell your stuff unless you really, really got it, right? And try to not get yourself into a position where you got to sell your stuff. Because I remember I had friends who would sell their CDs and other stuff when they were having a rough time, or they were going to go travel or something like that. And maybe they regret it. Not selling CDs, because I don't think you really need CDs these days, so maybe that's a good choice. But, if you paid $20 for something and you sell it for $5, it's never a good feel. But if you sell something for $5 that, in 20 years ends up being worth $500, maybe you will have some bad feelings, although not necessarily. We all look at, I saw this card, or I had a chance to buy this card, and now it's worth thousands of dollars, and it's more of a story than it is a regret, hopefully. But I'm just kind of making this video to help people avoid regrets. So, I don't know. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you ever got out of the hobby or sold something because it got banned or whatever, and you got some regrets. Have a good day.